Okay, it's time for the foreclosure forecast. We have a potential rant topic today in the foreclosure section.
We say like we never have every single topic as a rant topic.
It's not every single topic, but when we have a rant topic, I got to tell you, they're the most fun and they get the most hits on our YouTube channel, which, by the way, is keepingitrealestate.org. So,
if you're not, are we allowed to say?
You're not allowed to say it if you're thinking, am I allowed to say
Issing with the P?
No, you can't say issing.
Oh, okay. If you're not issing somebody off, you're not doing something right.
That's very true.
Can I say that?
Well, I don't know. You just did, though, so we'll find out soon enough if it's something we can actually say.
You're going to get Evan fired. What are you
Sorry, Evan.
So we've got a topic today.
He doesn't get paid.
I think could go in a number of different directions, and it just happens to be under the foreclosure forecast today because it's Frank's favorite topic today, and that is due diligence. Don't leave it up to somebody else.
I agree.
I agree too, but Frank, I got to hear how you're gonna present this to the listeners.
I like to bring topics up as they come to me on a weekly basis, pretty much daily basis.
Basically, Frank had a bad day.
Well, I didn't have a bad day, but I scratch my head a lot, and actually,
that's psoriasis. But.
To me, it shows just a lack of professionalism and experience out there in this world, in our industry, whether it be the realtors,
Thank you.
the lenders, the escrow officers, whoever,
Affiliates.
whatever. But basically, this is a consumer-driven show, so I highly encourage buyers, go out there and don't depend on everybody. Work as a team. We've talked about it before, but do your own research. Me as a listing agent or working with a buyer, I don't mind if you ask me a lot of questions. I don't mind if you even attempt to contradict me. Maybe we figure something out together. Maybe we straighten something out, clarify something, ask questions. I'd take no offense to it, and nor should anyone in this industry if they're on the up and up.
But do other people? I mean, do you encounter situations where maybe a consumer wants to talk to the other agent and they're like, "Oh, I can't," or
well,
do you run into that?
It's not traditional for the buyer to contact me. I'm the listing agent.
Not traditional, but it's not illegal.
It's not illegal. I might not necessarily encourage that because you don't know who that other agent is that's influencing your client when you're
you can't vouch
an
for
ethical, moral agent,
I want to hear the rest of your story.
Well, basically, because these are experiences I have all the time. It stems from a property that I had on the market, which is a hot potato property. I've got 15 offers in a week and a half or 2 weeks.
Nice, Frank.
But I've had 2 or 3 buyers drop off or withdraw, and the reason being is the agents themselves admit that they did not know, even though I disclosed it to them. It's on the MLS. Every which way, left and right, I've been open and honest that the property has unpermitted security shutters on the windows, and that the buyer is going to have to take responsibility for that. And if you're okay with that and my MLS, then go ahead and send your offer in.
Is this
Is
in
it a
Long Beach?
foreclosure?
It's an REO
It's an REO.
property.
And
Yeah,
the
it's
bank
on
won't
Foreclosure.
just remove the security shutters?
Well, they don't always make the repairs if they're not mandated repairs. And
Right.
some cities don't mandate that the repairs be made before the real estate transaction takes place.
city? Is this
Obviously,
in?
Long Beach is one of them.
Well, I won't name the city, but
Well, see, now I want
sorry.
to know if you're going to have to
Erase
tell me
that.
on break.
Never
Well, and
mind.
real quick, how you can tell if it wasn't disclosed, there's no latch to open them, right?
Yeah,
They're
you need to
just
have that
bolted
safety
onto
latch.
the wall
well, they
and
were
you couldn't get out.
they were put in, and they look like to be installed in a craftsman-like manner. But
Craftsman-like
there's
manner.
no
Release.
they required a permit to install, and they were not installed with permit.
Oh.
That's the issue. So some buyer is going to have to take the property and pay the back fees for the permit. It's not the hugest deal, but I've had 3 agents come back and tell me that their buyers were withdrawing because they only at this point found out that they would have to take that responsibility. And they really, honestly, probably should have done some research. I should have got these withdrawals very early if even I had
Why should
even
they
received
even
the
put
offer.
in the offer if you say don't
Well-
put in an offer without knowing that there's an
Well,
unpermitted
that's
item?
what I'm
That's
saying.
what he's saying. Do
You've
your
got
due
an-
diligence.
You got an agent who misinformed or didn't inform their buyer at all going in, and then later on, buyer finds out and pulls out, and here I have 3 offers off the table now.
Guess whose fault the other agent said it was?
Yours.
Your fault.
Well, actually, it's hard to say because I even put it in the open remarks that are not just for
Right.
agents' private viewing, and it says
You
it
put in the
right there.
public ones,
But
yeah.
so it's part of the buyer
But let me
putting
break it
all
down.
the onus on their agent to do everything for them themselves.
Let me break
you
it
know.
down into English.
Yeah.
No matter what it was, the point is that you have, as the listing agent, a responsibility to disclose information pertinent to the sale of the home. You do so on the MLS, like every other agent. And agents who are then bringing buyers in really should, if they're good at what they do, look at those comments and understand them prior to bringing buyers in. And in some cases, they don't.
And this happens a lot out there. Also, the agent will put some kind of disclosure in the MLS that the agent nor the seller have performed no research at all whatsoever. It's up to the buyer's discretion. That can work too, because really, ultimately, the buyer has to take it by the horns and go and find out what they're buying. Just a few things here. Many cities have what they call a pre-sale inspection report, and some cities make it a mandate. The listing agent has to do it and has to disclose it to the buyer.
Here's the nugget of the segment. What kind of form?
Well,
is
tell
that
them
again,
if
Frank?
Long Beach is
Well-
one of those.
Well, Long Beach actually is not one of those that requires that. If you're like in a parking impacted area,
Forget requires.
Okay.
What was the name of the form again?
it's just a pre-sale inspection.
And anybody can order one, even if it's not required. You can go to the city and ask for one.
Some cities will charge you a lot more to go out and do it because it's not part of their routine.
What's a lot?
And who doesn't?
Well, some cities will charge you $400 or $500 for an inspector to come out if
But
it's not a mandate.
that's not a lot. If
Well-
it's,
in the
if
matter
it-
of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I mean, if
Well-
it's going to
Well, as
disclose
a
something,
listing agent, if the city doesn't mandate you to do it, you usually don't do it and that's where a lot of these agents
But-
can say, hey, we really haven't done a lot of research because we weren't required to. Mr. Buyer, you need to look into these matters yourself and be comfortable.
So, Frank, if I'm a buyer, I go to the city office or...
These are a couple of my recommendations. Buyers, go to the city, definitely, and plan on spending some quality time there. Request a senior planner. Well, yeah.
I was going to say wasted time in the
because
lobby.
if you
but
go, and here's why.
Quality wasted.
With all the layoffs recently in LA and Orange County, there are a lot of more experienced people at the city, experienced planners, experienced people in the planning department that have been early retired because they were making so much money. So now you might walk up to the counter to someone who's $10 an hour new person,
Tell them
and ask them to give you a permit history on that house, and the most that they will do is go to their desktop at the counter and see what they can find. No, you need to speak to an experienced planner who understands how to look through the archives, look through the microfiche, and find every document for that property.
Okay, step one,
Yeah.
get to the city, talk to an experienced planner.
Experienced
Step two,
planner. And I say quality time because if you want the more experienced planner, you're probably going to have to sit around and wait for a
Right.
while.
and that's
you
the
know.
planning department.
That's
at
the planning
city?
department
Good.
at any
Okay.
city.
Number two.
Okay, make sure that the person helping you has researched everything. The hard copy archives, the microfiche, everything. Get copies of the entire permit history, okay? Might cost you a few bucks, but at least you got a history of the home. Ask a ton of questions, ask about city policy, potential future changes. You might want to alter the property, add on to the property in the future, make sure you're okay with what's allowed and how difficult that they're going to make it for you to do those things. Take names, get the planner's card, document your conversation, because you and the city are the only ones you can really hold accountable after the close of escrow.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's
that was
pretty
great.
much
What are you
it.
talking about? Anything else?
Now what we've done, because our goal and our mantra is to educate and empower consumers, we've taken this topic to that point, which is listen to what Frank is saying, do this stuff. Now, I know that many of you are going to say, well, shouldn't
That's a
my
lot of-
agent do
yeah.
that stuff?
Don't
Maybe,
trust, yeah.
maybe not. But what we're suggesting, and the topic here was due diligence. Don't do it yourself, or
Yep.
Yeah.
don't leave it up to someone else. Yeah, you're buying the house. You're the one who's on the hook for this money. You're the one going to be living in it. So make sure that you do what you're supposed to do. But in fairness, and I'm going to speak from a consumer standpoint, I really would like to hire a realtor who could understand that they should
And
be
do
doing
it
this
for them.
too.
Well, isn't it comforting to know that your realtor and you are on a parallel course of research
Very
for the
nice.
house, and in the end, you come to the same result? That's something you can have
That's
peace of
something
mind
you can
with
feel
it.
good
Yeah.
about.
Outstanding.
And real quick, I wanted
Last
to,
word on the subject, Scott.
Well, I just I know we're going to move past, but as far as the planning, find out what's happening in the future. I have encountered situations where there was a park or an industrial center that was planned on, that was applying for permits that could possibly go in. That happened that a home buyer wasn't aware of that because it wasn't discovered during the initial buying process. And a couple of years down the road, they got petitions saying there was going to be a Walmart going up in their backyard, and they were freaking out.
And so
what's
Long Beach has
happening
those.
in the future is something that might be important too.
There are, I think, 4 different areas in Long Beach that are up for redevelopment. So if you're in those areas,
ultimately, in the end, know what you're going into and accept what you're going into, and don't call me after the fact, the listing agent, because I'm going to be like Kaiser Sose.
Kaiser Sose. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, that's from Big Bang Frank. He's basically saying, cover your assets.